guys, welcome back to episode 5 of my City Skylines Let's Design series. My name's Yama and today we're hopefully going to finish off the harbour. It's been a couple of episodes so far trying to get the harbour complete, and I've been doing quite a few little details to try and finish it off. There's still quite a large amount of space. I did a very large harbour for some reason. I think I was worried I wasn't going to have enough room, but I've actually found it difficult to fill the space, so you'll see a few of my highs and lows today. I've gone through and done a few things multiple times, and there's a few areas that I'm not proud of, but I thought I'd keep in the video so you can see what it's like. I mean, I'm not always creative. I get those days where you just make a terrible mess and then delete it constantly. I must have deleted some of these areas 3 or 4 times. So let's get to it. So to start with, I changed the layout in the harbour slightly. I wanted to add an avenue going in off a roundabout, and also added a roundabout at the end of the avenue again. That's going to be a recurring theme in my city. I do like roundabouts. I am English and we have a lot of them, so you'll have to get used to that. I just think they make the traffic go a lot smoother and really sort of give a decorative finish to the cities and a bit of interest. So here you can see I'm just trying to beautify it slightly, put a few trees in and shrubs. Nothing too fancy, it is an industrial estate, but I thought it might give some interest in the industrial estate because you don't really get a lot of trees and things, so I thought it'd just be nice for them. So I thought I'd get the avenue to go right down the harbour, and I'm going to add another train station in there. I noticed that this freight port was sticking up a bit too high, and every time I put it back down the road was raising the concrete, which I didn't really like, so I sort of went back and got rid of the wall and just levelled it out again just to make sure that it was level. I don't think I got it perfect, but it's not something you're going to notice now. It's a lot smoother. And then I just hooked that up to the main avenue. In this little triangle corner here, I just wanted to put something in there as a point of interest and to make sure I used the space. So I added a few industrial units there and put in a few car parks with some more trees just to make it again look a little bit more decorative and nicer. Quite good as a space filler, just the 1x1 tree car parks. So you'll see me use them a lot. I really enjoy using them. Here you can see I've added in the second freight rail and I'm just hooking that one up now. I wanted to do quite an intricate design on the railway, but after deleting it and putting it in a few times, you'll see the end result later. It's not really exactly what I wanted, and I asked the subreddit for City Skylines for some help, but I didn't get much response, and I just wasn't sure what to do with it, so I've left enough room for me to edit it in the future. So if you've got any comments or suggestions. So I added these large gas tanks. I thought they were quite good because they give a little bit of interest again. The circles against the square sort of rectangles of the cargo containers just gives it another bit more interesting vibe, something else to look at. I was trying to find a creative way to put these in, and then just decided to just put them in but slightly misaligned. So I connected the railway to the main line so that the freight could start moving in and out. I just changed the road temporarily and made a sort of bridge over the railway and put the railway under the main highway. But that isn't what it's going to look like in the end. I think I'll change it, but I just wanted to get it up and running so that it would start getting some freight in and out. I tried to connect it so that both sides could use the rail, so I don't know if this is really the best way to do it, but I think it looks quite nice and it seems to work quite well. They seem to move around a lot on there.
It's not that they don't like graffiti.
I also wanted to add a passenger train to give more passengers to the cruise port. Thought people could take the train down so that they don't have to take their car. That's quite a common thing. So I was trying to figure out a nice way to add in this passenger train station. I wanted to give it sort of an interesting shape. Didn't want it to be boring, and it also had to join up to the pre-existing railway, which made it quite difficult. As you can see, I toyed around with it quite a bit before coming up with the end result, but I'm really happy with the way it turned out. I actually find it really difficult to make anything look good the first time round. I change things constantly, and even then I'm not really happy, but I do try to accept things how they are. Now here I decided to just add in a bit of commercial and a bit of office space. I thought it would bring a few more people to the area and also just give a nice way of changing from the working dock to like the commercial shopping area. So to fill in the area, I decided to just do a lot of trees, and I know that's sort of a lazy way round, but it's not really a point of interest, and I didn't think it's something that you'd be looking at a lot. So I didn't really want to spend too much time on it. It is a very small area of quite a large map. So I decided to just fill it in with trees and then add a few little interest points and a walkover. So I tried to make the harbour a point of interest. I didn't really want a lot of boxy roads everywhere, but I still wanted to utilise the space for the industrial units. So I came up with this sort of grid pattern, but it doesn't feel too square, which is why I quite liked it. So I decided that I was going to make a little residential area off the side of this roundabout, and I wanted to make it sort of low density and not really desirable living space, because I don't think you'd really have a desirable area next to a working harbour and port. So I just thought it's probably the workers that would be working on the harbour that would be living there, and so I wanted the properties to be quite small. It turned out not as I planned, and when I zoom out and look at it, I really wasn't happy with the way it turned out, so I deleted it twice and tried to do it again and still wasn't happy with it. So have a look at the end result and let me know what you think, guys. This sort of just organically grew more and more, and I sort of tried to make it quite a pretty place. I feel like it did turn out a lot better than I expected it to, and I even managed to make a walkway to connect it to the harbour, so I'm really pleased with the way it turned out. I also used this castle wall to make a disconnection from the harbour area, so it looks like a separate area. I used the intact wall to start with, and then decided I wanted it to degrade and break up towards the train station. So I did the intact part up to a certain point and then tried to do just a few centimetres of the degraded wall, but when I did it, it clipped and made it more degraded than I expected it to. But when I looked a bit closer, it had actually merged the degraded wall and the full wall really well, and made it look like it had crumbled and broken. So I was really pleased with how it looked in the end, and it was completely by accident. So I tried to organically place the trees all around the area, and I'm quite happy with the way it turned out. I'm probably going to add a few more interest points around this area at some point, but this is already quite a long video, so I will probably add that in another video. I think my next video is going to be finishing off the harbour, and then I may do one after that, just trying to fix a few areas and beautifying them just to finish them off. But let me know what you think, guys, and obviously I'll take your comments into consideration. And thank you so much to all of my new subscribers recently. I really appreciate your support, and please feel free to leave comments because I really want to hear from you guys and let me know what you think of the city and how it's coming along. I used a mixture of high-rise and low residential area in this place because I didn't want it to look too overcrowded, so I sort of merged them in together, and I think it worked quite well. It gives a few different height perceptions, so I was really happy with that, and also it helped it to blend into the pathways that I put in. I also added a connection to the passenger train station on the other side, which was really good, so people can use the train station from both angles. Hopefully that will cut down on the traffic as well. So guys, that's the end of my video. Thank you so much for watching, I really appreciate it. Please give me a thumbs up and a comment if you enjoyed the video. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe. I do a video every Saturday, not always on City Skylines, but it is one of my favourite games, so I do play it quite often. And I think I'm going to be doing this one again next week. So let me know what you think. Thanks!